Welcome, beloved soul. Take a breath and rest here for a moment. You are safe in this space. You are seen. You are loved. I want you to know this truth from the very beginning, before another thought tries to tell you otherwise. The bond God has written into your life is not fragile. It is not the kind of love that fades when the wind changes. It is not the kind of connection that can be erased by distance, time, or human choice. This is a love written in the very stone of God's plan. It is eternal in purpose, holy in origin, and sacred in timing. They may have tried to forget you. They may have told themselves that life would be easier without you. They may have walked away thinking that their heart could be trained to beat without your name inside it. But heaven has a way of keeping what belongs together. Together, the author of all things does not misplace chapters. The one who formed the earth from nothing and breathed life into dust does not make careless mistakes with love. They tried to move forward, but something in their spirit pulled them back. They tried to silence the echo of your voice, but it kept rising in the quiet. They tried to convince themselves that what they felt for you was only a season, only a passing storm, only an emotion. But God does not build his works on sand. He sets them on rock, and what is built on the rock will stand against every storm. It will outlast the winds. It will endure the flood. It will not crumble under the weight of time. You see, this was never just about attraction. It was never just about companionship. This love was part of your assignment. It was part of their assignment too. Even when they did not understand it, heaven did. Even when they walked away, the angels kept watch over the connection. Even when you wept, wondering if it was over, God whispered to the deepest part of your soul, "It is written." In stone, there are moments when God will allow separation, not to end the story, but to deepen it. He allows the absence so the heart can learn the truth of its own need. He allows the distance so the soul can see what it truly values. He allows the silence so that his voice can become the loudest sound in the room. And right now, whether you can see it or not, they are hearing that voice. It is the same voice that called you into their life in the first place. The same voice that stirred something in them they could not explain. The same voice that will guide them back when the time is right, that I know you have carried the ache of wondering why they let go. I know you have questioned if you misheard God. I know you have replayed conversations, trying to find the moment it all shifted. But hear me, what God ordains, no human decision can permanently undo. What God blesses, no distance can destroy. What God seals, no doubt can dissolve. You are still part of their story, not because they said so, but because heaven decreed it so. And heaven's decree is not temporary. Take a deep breath here. Let your heart rest in this truth. You do not have to force what is already written. You do not have to chase what God himself is drawing near. Even now as you listen, I believe your spirit knows. God is working in ways you cannot yet see. If this message is already touching something deep within you, I invite you to let me know in the comments. Share your reflections. Share your prayer requests so we can lift each other up as a family of faith. And if you feel led, subscribe so you can continue receiving these peaceful reminders of God's love. This space exists for souls like yours, and your presence here helps keep it alive. Now listen. There's a reason God writes certain stories in stone. Stone endures. Stone bears the weight of years and seasons. Stone remembers when everything else forgets, and your love, this God-ordained love, was meant to endure. It was not given to you for a single chapter. It was given to you for a lifetime of chapters, each one building on the last. That is why, even now, they cannot fully forget you. Not because you are unforgettable in a worldly sense, though you are unique, treasured, and rare, but because the Spirit of God will not allow their heart to erase what He Himself inscribed. Enemy will try to whisper that it's over. He will try to tell them they can start fresh without you. He will try to tell you to let go, to settle for less, to numb the ache with something temporary. But there is a weight to this love. It anchors you. It anchors them. It is the kind of anchor that will still be there when the tides shift back. Perhaps right now they are far. Perhaps right now they are building a life without you in it. Perhaps right now it looks as though they've moved on completely, but the Spirit knows how to stir memories at just the right time. The Spirit knows how to open a heart that has tried to close itself. The Spirit knows how to turn the path of a wandering soul back toward home, and you are part of their home. God's love stories are not like human love stories. They do not fade when emotions fade. They do not vanish when circumstances shift. They are carried by His promise, sealed by His Spirit, and timed by His hand. This is why you can rest. This is why you can stop striving. This is why you can put your trust in Him and not in the actions or timing of another person. Beloved, the one who set the stars in place has also set this love in place. And His works are never in vain. If your heart is longing for more encouragement like this, consider sharing this message with someone else who needs it. Your simple act of sharing can be the way God reaches another weary heart. And if you feel led to support this channel with a super thanks, know that every bit of your kindness goes toward keeping these words flowing out into the world for souls who need them most. I thank God for you, and I pray blessing over every seed you sow into this work. Now, breathe, trust, let your soul be still, because what God has written in stone will stand. Welcome back, dear soul. Come, settle into this quiet moment once again. Let your heart breathe the gentle truth it has been longing to hear. Right now, I want to remind you, no matter how far they seem to have wandered, no matter the silence that may have stretched between you, no matter the walls built to keep love at bay, God's love story will not be undone by human fear or pride. It is written in stone, not in sand that shifts and falls away at the slightest touch. This story is carved deep by the hands of the divine, steadfast and unchanging, a testament to a love that never forgot you, even when they tried. There's a sacred purpose in every moment of separation, not to punish you or them, but to purify the heart, to prepare the soul, to teach you both what it means to truly rely on God's timing. Sometimes, the hardest seasons are those when love feels most distant, when the eyes no longer meet with warmth, when words turn cold or become scarce, when the weight of uncertainty presses heavy on your spirit. But I want you to lean into this, that even in those moments, God's hand is at work, invisible, yet undeniable, quiet, yet powerful. He's softening what is hard, healing what is broken, opening what is closed, guiding what seems lost. Your love story is not over because the chapter is hard. In fact, sometimes the chapters with the deepest pain are the ones God uses to shape the most beautiful endings. You are part of a divine design that no one can rewrite, no one can cancel, no one can erase. Even if they have tried to move on, their soul remembers what God put there. Even if they have tried to forget, their heart still beats with the rhythm of your name. You may wonder if they see it now, if the walls they built are starting to crack, if the truth of this love is beginning to shine through the shadows. Let me assure you, God is at work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. He is weaving the threads back together, stitching the seams of two hearts that belong to each other, and the timing is always perfect. Never too soon, never too late, always exactly when it should be. Sometimes, God's love requires waiting, not the painful, desperate waiting of loneliness, but the calm, patient waiting of trust. Trust that God's plan is unfolding. Trust that what He has written in stone will not be shaken. Trust that your love is safe in His hands. And while you wait, do not forget to nurture your own soul. Do not forget to fill your heart with peace and hope. Do not forget to believe that you deserve love that is whole, healed, and holy. You are worthy of the love God has promised you. You are worthy of being held in a love that reflects His grace. You are worthy of the joy that comes when two souls reunite under heaven's watchful eye. If you find your heart aching or your spirit weary, come back here. Come back to these words. Come back to this place of peace and sacred truth. And know this, you are not alone. Many have walked this path before you. Many are walking it alongside you, and many will walk it after you. We are a family united by faith, bound by hope, lifted by love. If this message has touched your soul today, please take a moment to subscribe, to join this circle of peaceful hearts. Leave a comment below, share your story, your prayers, your reflections. You never know who might need to hear your voice today. And if you feel moved to support this humble channel, your super thanks help keep these gentle messages flowing, helping reach more souls, bringing peace and light where there is darkness. Every small gift is received with gratitude. Every act of kindness becomes a prayer in motion. Now let us return to the heart of this teaching. Remember, they tried to walk away. They tried to convince themselves that life. This is why even now, when doubts try to cloud your mind, when fears try to steal your peace, you can rest in this certainty. God has not forgotten your name. God has not forgotten your love. God has not forgotten the destiny He crafted for you together. Your love story is not just a story of two people. It is a story of God's faithfulness, a story of divine restoration, a story of hope rising from the ashes. So when the night feels long and the silence heavy, when you feel like giving up or turning away, remember this sacred truth. You are held in the palm of God's hand. Your love is guarded by His angels. Your story is written in stone. And stone endures. Breathe deeply now. Feel the stillness around you. Know that peace is present, even in the waiting. If you know someone who needs to hear this message today, please share it gently with them. You never know what healing a single word can bring. And if this message has been a blessing to your soul, thank you for your support. Your generosity keeps this sacred work alive. May God multiply every seed you sow. Now as we close this part of our journey together, may your heart be quieted, may your faith be renewed, and may you rest in the knowledge that God is writing your love story in stone, unchanging, unbreakable, eternal. Welcome once again, beloved soul. Come close and rest with me in this sacred space. Let your spirit breathe freely in the calm of this moment. I want you to hear this now, even when the world seems to have moved on, even when the path ahead feels uncertain and the future unclear. God's love for you remains the unshakable foundation beneath your feet. They may have tried to forget you, turn away from the calling of their own heart, doubt the possibility of what once was, but God has written your love story in stone, not a fragile parchment that tears under pressure, but a rock-solid promise carved by His own hand. There is a sacredness to what God ordains, a holiness to the weaving of two souls bound by divine purpose. This is not a story of chance, not a tale of coincidence, but a masterpiece painted by the Creator's design. I want you to know, the distance you feel is only a part of the journey, a temporary veil that cannot hide what God has made visible to the soul. The silence you hear is only the stillness before the glorious sound of reunion. Sometimes, the greatest spiritual growth happens in the space of waiting. It is there, in the quiet, that God shapes your character, that He prepares your heart to love more fully, that He deepens your understanding of His perfect timing. So do not be discouraged if the road seems long. Do not lose heart if the answers are slow to come. Trust that God's timing is never late. Trust that He is closer than you realize, working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail, aligning hearts and circumstances perfectly. You are being prepared to receive a love that reflects the fullness of God's grace, a love that heals, restores, and renews. Not just a love that comforts the flesh, but a love that nourishes the soul. If you feel doubt creeping in, if loneliness tries to fill your heart, remember this. Your worth is not defined by another's presence or absence. Your value is rooted in the unchanging love of God. You are a beloved child of the Most High, fearfully and wonderfully made, known intimately and cherished deeply. Even when they tried to forget you, God never did. Even when the night seemed darkest, God's light was shining on your path. Even when your spirit felt broken, God was gently mending every piece. Lean into His love now. Let it wash over your fears and doubts like a healing river. And know this: the story is still unfolding. The pages are still turning. And God is writing the most beautiful chapters yet to come. If this message is comforting your soul today, please consider subscribing so you can continue receiving these peaceful reminders of God's love. Leave a comment to share your heart, your prayers, or simply your reflections. This community is here to hold you, to pray with you, to remind you that you are never alone. If you feel moved to share this message, think of someone who needs to hear these words today. Your sharing could be a lifeline to a weary heart. And if you feel called to support this channel with a super thanks, know that your gift helps keep these messages flowing freely, reaching souls across the world who need a gentle touch of peace and hope. Now, as we draw closer to the close of this part, I want to remind you of something powerful. God's love story is not dependent on human timing. It transcends circumstances. It stands firm even when everything else falls away. They may have tried to forget you, but the truth remains. Your love story is sealed by heaven. There's a divine appointment on the horizon, a sacred reunion that will make every trial worthwhile. Hold fast to hope. Keep your heart open. Trust the gentle nudges of the Spirit that guide you forward. This is a love that endures through every storm, a love that whispers promises of restoration and new beginnings. Your story is a testament to God's faithfulness, a beacon of hope for all who believe in the power of divine love. So rest now, dear one. Let your spirit find peace in this truth. Let your heart be steady as you wait for what God has written in stone. May you feel the embrace of heaven surrounding you. May your soul be lifted by the certainty of God's plan, and may your love be a radiant light in the darkness. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for allowing these words to touch your heart. Remember, you are deeply loved. You are never forgotten. You are part of a story greater than any human heart can fully understand, a story that God Himself is writing. May peace be with you now and always. Welcome once again, precious soul. Breathe deeply and settle into this quiet moment of grace. Know that you are wrapped in God's everlasting love right now. Let us speak together of a truth that refuses to be erased. Even when they walked away, even when their footsteps faded in the distance, the love God placed between your hearts remains unshaken. This is not a love of fleeting feelings or fragile hopes. It is a love etched by the hand of the Eternal, a love carved in stone, not to be weathered or worn away by time or trial. Sometimes, life's seasons bring separation. Sometimes people drift apart as they wrestle with their own fears, doubts, and wounds. Sometimes, the pain of letting go seems like the only path forward. But even then, God's promises stand firm. He watches over what He has planted. He tends to what He has nurtured. You may wonder why the story took such a hard turn. Why they tried to forget you when your soul remembers every moment shared. Why the silence feels so loud and the absence feels like a hollow space inside your heart. It is okay to grieve that loss. It is okay to acknowledge the ache. But do not allow the pain to convince you that your love is forgotten. God sees every tear. He hears every silent prayer. He holds every broken piece with tender care. He is rewriting the narrative behind the scenes, turning sorrow into hope, loss into restoration, distance into divine proximity. If you have ever felt invisible in this story, like your love was somehow less than worthy, know this: you are infinitely valuable in God's eyes. He delights in you. He knows your heart's deepest desires. He delights in restoring what the enemy tried to steal. Your love story is a sacred dance between heaven and earth. It is a testimony of God's power to redeem and reunite. They may have tried to walk away, but God's plan is relentless in its pursuit. It is persistent in its passion. It is patient in its timing. And while you wait, remember, your faithfulness matters. Your prayers matter. Your hope matters. Do not lose sight of the beautiful future God is weaving just beyond the horizon. Invite you now, if this message has stirred your heart, to subscribe and join our growing family of peaceful souls. Leave a comment with your prayers or reflections so we can stand together in faith. Share this message gently with someone who might need it today. And if you feel moved to support this humble ministry with a super thanks, know your generosity helps keep these sacred words reaching those in need. Each act of kindness sends ripples of grace far beyond what we can see. Return often to this truth. God's love does not forget. God's promises do not fail. Your story is not finished. There's beauty still to be revealed. There is healing still to take place. There is a sacred reunion waiting to unfold. Hold on to that hope like a lifeline for your soul. Even when it feels like you are standing alone, know that the God of all comfort is standing with you, holding you close, whispering promises of restoration. Your love was never a mistake. It was never an accident. It is a divine appointment that will bloom again in God's perfect season. Rest now in the peace of this sacred truth. Let your heart be still. Trust the God who writes love stories that last forever. May your soul find comfort in this moment. May your spirit be renewed. And may you walk forward with a quiet confidence in the one who never forgets you. Thank you for allowing these words to touch your heart today. Thank you for being part of this journey of faith and love. May God's grace continue to surround you. May His peace fill your days, and may His love be the rock on which you stand. Firm, unmovable, eternal. Welcome back, beloved child of God. Take a moment to settle your spirit here. Feel the quiet presence of divine love surrounding you now. Let this be a place where your soul can breathe. A sanctuary where your heart. They may have tried to forget you, to silence the memories, to push away the longing. But God's hand is steady and sure, holding your love story with unwavering faithfulness. You might ask, why does God allow this pain? Why does He permit the distance, the silence, the ache? It is because love, true love, is not hurried. It is not rushed by human impatience or circumstance. It must be nurtured with patience, strengthened by faith, and refined by the fires of trust. Every trial you face, every tear you shed, is a sacred part of the journey, a preparation for a deeper union, a more profound understanding of love's true meaning. Remember, God's timing is perfect. Even when your heart struggles to understand, even when your mind wrestles with doubt, God is weaving a tapestry far beyond what you can see. Your story is being written not just in stone, but in the eternal chambers of heaven. It is a masterpiece, crafted with care and intention. They may have walked away, but God's promise stands firm. What He has joined together, no one can tear apart. And sometimes, the greatest miracles happen in the waiting. Hearts once distant find their way home. Souls once broken are made whole. Love once hidden rises again in radiant light. So I invite you now, if this message resonates deep within your spirit, subscribe to this peaceful space where healing words flow freely. Leave a comment to share your prayers, your hopes, or your journey. Your voice is a blessing to this community of faith. Share this message with someone who may be carrying a heavy heart today. Your kindness could be the beacon they need to find peace. And if you feel moved to support this sacred ministry with a super thanks, know that your generosity helps keep these gentle messages flowing far and wide. Each gift is received with gratitude and lifted in prayer. In the midst of uncertainty, hold fast to this. You are never forgotten. Your love is not lost. God's hand guides every step. Every breath, every moment, you are a treasured story in His eternal book, a chapter filled with grace, strength, and divine purpose. Let your heart be still as you breathe in this peace. Let your soul rest in the certainty of God's faithfulness. They may have tried to forget you, but heaven's truth will always prevail. Your love story is etched in stone, unmovable, unshakable, eternal. May you walk forward with courage and hope, knowing that God's perfect love surrounds and sustains you. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your openness. Thank you for being part of this sacred journey. May peace fill your heart now in FOREVERMORE. Welcome again. Beloved soul, draw in a slow, gentle breath. Let the quiet presence of God settle deeply within your heart. Here, in this sacred space, you are held. Your story is honored. Your love is cherished. I want to speak directly to the quiet places in your heart, the places that ache with longing, the places that wonder if the wait will ever end, the places that feel forgotten, unseen, or abandoned. Know this. They may have tried to forget you, to move past what once was, to bury the memory of your love deep within themselves. But God has written your love story in stone, a testament that no human will, no circumstance, no passage of time can erase. This love is sacred. It is a gift from heaven itself. A bond forged not just by feelings, but by divine purpose. It is easy to feel weary when the wait stretches long. It is natural to question, to feel doubt, to wonder if the story has ended. But the truth is, God is always at work, even when you cannot see it, even when your heart feels heavy, even when the silence seems endless. He is moving mountains. He is opening doors that seemed closed. He is stirring hearts that were once still. You are part of a divine plan that unfolds perfectly in its own time. Not rushed, not forced, but gently and beautifully orchestrated by the one who knows all things. Your love story is a reflection of God's faithfulness, a mirror of His eternal commitment to you. Remember, the stone upon which this love is written is not ordinary. It is the rock of ages, solid, sure, and everlasting. When doubts assail you, return to this rock. When fears rise, stand firmly upon this foundation. When loneliness presses close, remember the one who holds your story. Your love has been witnessed by heaven. It has been guarded by angels. It has been blessed with promises that cannot be broken. Sometimes, God allows the heart to be tested, not to punish, but to purify. Not to withhold, but to prepare. This refining process is sacred work. It shapes your faith. It strengthens your hope. It deepens your capacity to love fully and freely. So if you feel worn down, let God renew your strength. If you feel lost, let Him be your guide. If you feel alone, remember, you are never alone. There's a holy chorus singing your name, a heavenly host rejoicing over the love God has written for you. If these words bring comfort, I invite you to join this circle of peace by subscribing. Let us walk together, sharing reflections, prayers, and encouragement in the comments below. Your voice matters deeply here. Share this message with someone who needs a gentle reminder of God's faithfulness. Today, your sharing is a blessing that reaches farther than you know. And if you feel led to support this work with a super thanks, know that your generosity helps keep these sacred messages flowing freely, touching hearts and healing souls around the world. Your kindness is a seed planted in fertile ground. Now, as we move toward the close of this part, I want you to breathe deeply and rest in this sacred truth. They tried to forget you. They tried to walk away. But God's love story is written in stone, strong, enduring, eternal. Your story is far from over. The best chapters are yet to be revealed. Hold fast to hope. Trust the process. Believe in the power of God's perfect timing. Your love is a divine gift, a holy covenant that no one can break. May your heart be filled with peace. May your soul be nourished by faith. And may you walk forward each day knowing you are deeply loved, never forgotten, and forever held by the one who writes love stories that last forever. Thank you for trusting me with your heart today. Thank you for being part of this sacred journey of faith. May God's peace and grace surround you now and always. Welcome back, dear soul. Take a moment to breathe deeply. Let the gentle stillness of this moment wash over you like a healing balm. You are here because your heart longs for truth, because your spirit seeks peace, because your soul is ready to embrace the sacred love God has written just for you. I want you to hear this clearly. They may have tried to forget you, to silence the memories, to close the door on what once was, but God's hand has inscribed your love story in stone. This story is not just a tale of two people, it is a sacred testament to divine faithfulness. A reflection of God's unwavering promise to hold us, to restore us, to unite us according to His perfect will. There will be moments when the weight of waiting feels unbearable, when the nights seem endlessly dark, when the silence between you grows heavy and cold. But these moments are not the end. They are the space where God works unseen miracles, where He gently reshapes hearts and prepares souls for reunion. You may wonder why the wait is so long, why the path is so difficult, why the pain lingers like a shadow. The answer lies not in what you see, but in what God is doing beneath the surface. He is healing wounds you cannot yet feel. He is breaking chains that held you both captive. He is aligning your steps and guiding you both toward a future bathed in His perfect light. Your love is a sacred treasure, not defined by time or circumstance, but by the eternal covenant God makes with His children. Even if the world around you seems uncertain, even if doubts creep into your mind, remember this: God's love is steadfast, that it does not waver with human emotion. It does not fade with the passing of seasons. It remains firm, strong, unshakable. They may have tried to forget you, but the spirit within them cannot deny what God has planted. Your connection is a divine thread, woven into the very fabric of their soul. No one can unravel what God has carefully intertwined. Take this moment to rest in the truth of that. If this message brings you peace, I invite you to subscribe and become part of this community, a family united by faith, hope, and love. Please leave a comment with your prayers, reflections, or simply your presence. Every word shared here is a light shining in the darkness. Share this message with someone who may need to hear these words today. Your sharing can be the bridge that brings hope to a weary heart. And if you feel led to support this sacred ministry with a super thanks, know that your generosity sustains these messages of peace and healing, reaching souls across the world who long for comfort and truth. Your kindness is a blessing beyond measure. Now, as we draw this part to a close, let your heart settle into this profound assurance. They tried to forget you, but God's love story is carved in stone. It is eternal, unbreakable, and true. Your story is still unfolding. Your love is still alive. Hold fast to faith. Keep your spirit tender and open. Trust the God who never forgets, never forsakes, and never fails. May peace guard your heart. May hope rise within you like the morning sun. And may love, pure and holy, fill your days and nights. Thank you for